Hey guys, welcome back to the Motion Raceworks YouTube channel. Today we're excited to announce that we have finally completed the DTM series of Rife sensors. And today that includes the Rife IAT sensors. Familiar with the Rife IAT sensors, they're faster and more accurate than most of the IAT sensors on the market. A lot of companies have continued to utilize IAT sensors that were designed and built off of 1990s adapted sensors that have just been used for years and years. Rife challenged that concept and developed their own IAT sensor that is 15 times faster and 3 times more accurate than that style sensor. If you've been watching the Motion Raceworks channel for a few years, you may have seen our back-to-back testing we did on El Toro. You'll see that the sensors respond to changes dynamically in the engine not only more accurately, but faster, and that allows you to overlay data and make decisions and tuning changes that are more reflective on what's actually happening. These sensors have been around for a while, both in our standard IAT sensor, which is a -10 to 335 degree range, as well as our high IAT sensor, which is a 40 degree to 485 degree Fahrenheit range. Today we're releasing these in 4 different sizes. That includes 1/8 inch NPT, 1/4 inch NPT, 3/8 NPT, and M14, which is commonly found in late model and import vehicles. The sensor itself is essentially the exact same sensor that Rife has offered for the last few years. However, it now has a custom molded DTM connector. Now this utilizes a standard 2-pin DTM male style connector. This means you can get your mating connector anywhere, or you can grab it from Motion Raceworks. We sell that as a kit. I'll put the link in the description below. The reason why we thought the DTM series connector was an important thing to add to our sensor lineup is it offers a serviceable pin, meaning you can remove the pin from the connector after initially installing it without ruining the pin. That allows you to do diagnostics on site without having to recrimp or repin a wire. The DTM connector is also a more weather tight and motorsports grade connector. Now, like the whole Rife sensor line, these are designed, machine assembled, calibrated, and tested in-house, as well as packaged and shipped directly to you. We want to control the process as much as possible. That way, when you get a sensor from Rife Sensors, you know it's ready to go, ready to perform, and you can count on it with your hot rod or race car. Now, you may be asking yourself, is this usable on my ECU? On our website, on the listings for these IAT sensors, you can actually scroll down and we have setup instructions with detailed pictorial for most of today's popular ECUs. This gives you easy setup instructions so that you can utilize this latest technology with your build. One other thing that you may notice with this sensor is we recently added a metal cage. Now this originally wasn't a concern or even a thought in our mind to have. Most factory IAT sensors have a plastic cage, and the reason why we avoided that traditionally is that cage could break off or melt. Both of these can be problems because they can either change how the sensor reads or go through your engine. Neither one of them is a preferred thing to have happen. We previously didn't have a machining capability to do it out of metal, and we never even considered it. But with some new equipment that we've recently added to our fleet, we were able to design and beta test this and did a bunch of back-to-back testing. In doing that testing, we came to the conclusion that it did not negatively affect the performance of the sensor. So it adds another layer of protection both in shipping and handling. Now, if you have one of our IAT sensors that does not have this cage option, don't go rushing to take it off. It's going to perform just as good, especially if it's already installed in your intake. The only thing it adds is a little bit of safety factor when handling. That being said, it is now going to be standard on our IAT sensors going forward, just as another upgrade to the Rife sensor line. We're continually trying to improve our own products as we go. Now, as I mentioned before, this completes the DTM series for us. Our fluid temp sensors are already offered in a DTM connector. We released those recently in a variety of different sizes, as well as our pressure transducers in 60, 100, 150, 200, 300, 500, and 1600 psi, as well as map sensors in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 10 bar options. You can now virtually wire every sensor on your vehicle in the preferred DTM connector, which is a huge win for those who love quality wiring. You can get these Rife DTM IAT sensors as well as all of our sensors at rifesensors.com or motionraceworks.com. Click on the Rife tab. We have a huge offering of sizes, connection styles. Of course, you can still buy this in the standard Delphi connection as well as our M5 Quick Connect, which easily connects to our Rife blocks in an expansion situation. Be sure to check out the link below in the description. We'll have a link for these sensors and more for you to check out. If you have questions about Rife sensors or just general setup instructions, give us a call. Our sales staff is happy to help you. 800-878-9274. Or, if you're not the phone call type, you can give us a text. I'll put that number down below on the screen. It's our goal at Rife Sensors to provide you with the absolute best data and the most compatibility and easiest to use and adapt product on the market. Stay tuned for more updates from Rife Sensors. We have a lot more headed your way in both compatibility and sensors. Thanks for tuning in to the Motion Raceworks YouTube channel. If you have comments on this, ideas for new products, or ideas for new Tech Tip Tuesdays, be sure to drop them down below. We'd love to hear them.